Are you ready to be part of the in crowd?
Yes!
Let's talk about how we can increase your foot traffic or get people to visit your website. Email us today and or message us on our socials so we can find the best packages for you. You can hit us up at faderoutemail@gmail.com and find us on our socials at Fade Route Podcast. Time to run the go route. We'll talk to you next week.
Coming at you from the AO Studios, it's the Fade Route with D and Z. Here are your hosts, D and Z.
Powered by Riverside FM.
Coming at you live from the AO Studio.
Ayo.
It's the Fade Route with D and Z. I am D. We've got a great show for you tonight.
Yes, we do.
Mendoza wins the Heisman. The Mets are crushing the offseason. And the NBA Cup is tonight.
Let's go.
Crickets.
Aww.
We'll begin today's show with the perfect storm that ended in potentially the end of a dynasty. The Chargers defeated the Chiefs 16-13. Was with a little help from the Bills, Jaguars, and Texans. The defending AFC champions were eliminated from postseason contentions, and that's the Kansas City Chiefs.
The Chiefs.
So, Z, how can the Chiefs retool to shake it off and remain the anti-hero? Or will it be the cruel summer of a rebuild? I like what you did there.
What can I say?
If you're Brett Veach, what are you doing, man? Like, what are you doing? What's
people are dragging Ryan Clark and Dominique Foxworth for saying that this is going to be an 8 to 12 month rehab for Patrick Mahomes, right? Like, he has an ACL, but he also has an LCL. So that's a problem. I don't care if it was like his left knee. Like, it's still his knee. So that's going to take a while. He's going to have to rehab it. He's going to have to strengthen his knee. It's going to have to alter how Patrick Mahomes plays, right? Because it was on a scramble. He was trying to avoid contact. And down you go. Pop goes the weasel. And you figure that they're going to hang on to Gardner Minshew if they're going to want to stay competitive, if they're going to want to try and keep this thing afloat. You can do worse than Gardner Minshew in terms of, being a stopgap player. But this season has been steadily declining since week 1, right? We have been documenting all of this. The drop passes, the inability for the offensive line to protect Patrick Mahomes. In that game where he got injured, he got sacked 5 times for a loss of 21 yards. So, yes, he scrambles. Yes, he plays playground ball, but the offensive line still needs to protect him. And they've been having problems, right? You lost Thuney. You have Jawan Taylor, who is an issue at right tackle. Caliendo's okay. Creed Humphrey's a good center. Like, it's in flux. The offensive line's in flux. And Kelsey's been dropping balls. They still don't have a number 1 wideout. They still don't have a number 1 running back. Your defense is a year older. You let Justin Reed go from the secondary. You're losing key pieces. You paid Chris Jones. Great. Are you going to pay Karlaftis? Like, are you going to pay other guys who are performing? Are you going to pay Drew Tranquill? Are you going to pay guys on this defense who are performing well? Because you can argue that the Chiefs' defense was keeping them afloat for a lot of this. Is Butker, like, if you're going to rebuild, are you going to start cutting guys like Butker, right? Is Kelsey even going to be there? Or is he going to end up retired? Like, this team could look very different, very, very different come training camp. And it can't be a full teardown because you're going to get Patrick Mahomes back at some point. Whether
I want to say they're $40 million over the cap.
they're going to have to restructure. They're going to have to retool a lot.
They're at least 40 million. They might even be more than that. They might be 70 million over the cap.
Yeah. So that's...
Yeah.
They're up shit's creek right now. But they're going to have to take it on the chin for 1 year. Right? At least 1 year. Because Mahomes will be back. It's not like he's going to retire. It's like the 1 year where Brady was out. Strangely enough, Brady suffered that knee injury, that ACL injury in his 9th season. The same as Patrick Mahomes. Brady went on to win more Super Bowls after his ACL issue. So the door's not closed on Mahomes. The door's not fully closed on the Chiefs. But significant changes need to be made. Right? And I think that they need to find a number one wide receiver. Like, they need to find a number one running back.
So I was
they
right.
need
Yeah,
to...
they're about 40 to 45 million over the cap.
Yeah. Sorry, Butker, you're going to have to get the fuck out of here. Like, Kelsey, we're going to have to figure out. There are plenty of guys that could end up on the chopping block here unless they restructure. Unless they restructure and take pay cuts. And just kind of maybe defer some money or something of that nature. You know, do what the Patriots used to do, what Tom Brady used to do in order to pay his guys. Figure it out. If you want to stay there, if you're willing to stay there, how much are you willing to stay there? How much less are you willing to take in order to remain there? But in reality, they've been knocking on the door of this for a while. And if I'm Brett Veach, I'd probably dive in, man. Like, Sky Moore didn't work. Worthy didn't work. Rashee Rice isn't working. You brought in Juju. Meh. You had Marquez Valdes-Scantling. Meh. You had Isaiah Pacheco. He was okay. You had
I'm pretty
Clyde
sure
Edwards-Helaire.
gone. I'm pretty sure both of those guys are gone.
Yeah. You had Edwards-Helaire. You let him go. He came back.
Missed on him.
Right? It hasn't been great. It has not been great. So I think it's a retool, not a rebuild. And it wouldn't surprise me once Mahomes is healthy that the Chiefs are in contention again. But this is an opportunity that Brett Veach has, and he'd be foolish not to seize it.
Right. And you have Andy Reid coming back.
I would. I mean, it depends on him. You know, at the end of the day, like, coach, it's like KD, right? We're talking about experiences. Coach has experienced all that there is to experience in the NFL, right? Like, he's got the rings. Like, he's got the accolades. Like, I don't think he's chasing the all-time wins record. I don't know if that's on his radar. I don't know if that's on his mind. You know, who's to say that he's not bored? Like, we don't know. Like, if you inject Andy Reid with truth serum, is he bored with this? Does he want a new challenge? You're probably going to lose Nagy. I'm sure he's going to be a head coaching candidate. Right? Spagnuolo, maybe not a head coaching candidate, but somebody would would pay him handsomely to become their DC. So it wouldn't surprise me one bit if the coaching staff was also in flux. And, you know, it's been a long time coming. The Eagles started this last year with the Super Bowl. The Chiefs, the Chargers finished it. And yeah, it's, you know, there were lots of people who were very pleased that the Chiefs are out of the playoffs this year. And it's very telling because for a good 10 years, right?
7.
For a good 10.
7.
Well,
7.
Well, since 2015. 2015 was when the last time they didn't make the playoffs. So that's a solid run, man. That is a very solid run, with the upper echelon being in the last 7. I mean, you've done all you can do. You've wrung out every last drop.
Yeah, I mean, so the only thing I would say about the Brady comparison is, kind of Tom had like 3 different careers, right?
Yeah.
So he had the first run, right? Then he had the the super team run, and then he had like the Buccaneer run. Really, it's like he made the Hall of Fame like 3 times. I mean, we kind of said this before in other podcasts where we talked about, you know, if Pat is going to be one of the all-time greats, if he's going to chase Brady and chase Manning and Breeze and those guys, he's going to have different parts of his career. There's going to be parts of his career without Andy Reid. There's going to be parts of his career without Travis Kelce. You know, this is the first time he's facing some serious adversity. You know, so if I'm Beach, I'm fine with running it back with Gardner Minshew while we figure out what we're going to be. I like the idea of bringing in like a Trey Lance or a Sam Howell, you know, guys that I know can play. And I'm also fine. I'm fine with letting guys go. I mean, I think they need to reestablish what the running game is going to be, especially next year.
Absolutely.
I mean, you're going to really have to rely heavily on the running game. Defensively, I like their defense. I think their defense is great. I like Chenal. I like Karlaftis. Chris Jones is a monster. I don't know how much he has left, right? But
there have been moments this year where he's kind of looked gassed, and
But the other thing is like this is the National Football League, so everybody else is always coming. They're retooling, right? You know, Denver has arrived, right? I would say the Chargers are coming. I don't think they've arrived yet. I see they peak probably in the next 2 years, 3 years. You know, they've got their running back. They got Omarion Hampton. He just came back. He looks great, right? They've got Ladd McConkey, who's their young wide receiver. They have a decent quarterback. You know, their defense plays, and they've got a running, you know, a defense, not a defensive minded coach, but he coaches balance. He likes balance, you know. And he knows how to win. Sean Payton knows how to win. You got to imagine that the Raiders will retool with Tom there and, you know, in the front office. So those guys are coming. I think this chapter of the Chiefs is over. I think they have to start again and see what that's going to look like. The only thing I'll say about, you know, Pat tearing his ACL, I don't know. When he comes back, I think he has to become more of a passer and not more of this, you know, backyard football, because you could tear your other ACL or you can hurt your leg again. And so, you know, he takes a lot of shots. Like, it's different. I think it's different when you're 24, 25 than when you're 31, 32, right? You take the shots, but same thing with Josh Allen. We've talked about it. Hey, Josh is good, but you know, 2 more years of taking shots like that, you're just not going to get up as fast. You're not going to be as good.
Look at Lamar.
Look at Lamar. So yeah, look at Lamar, who has looked, you know, beat this year. So, and I trust in Beach. I mean, I know the last couple of drafts and the last couple of picks he hasn't hit on, but you know, I think they're going to be okay. I think they're going to be okay. I think Pat's going to be okay. I don't know if he's going to come back and be this guy who's running all over the place, but I think he'll be able to throw. Tom was able to throw, you know, that first year. Look at Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow tore his ACL, came back, won comeback player of the year. And I'm pretty sure they went to the Super Bowl that next year.
He did that. Indeed they did.
Right. So I think it'll be fine. I think, you know, a little adversity, you know, is good for the soul. The team will look extremely different though when he comes back. Yeah. But I wouldn't even bother bringing him back next year. Just let him heal up. You know, it's not worth it. You know, it's not worth it, and just come back
not
in
at
2
all.
years.
But here's the thing. Now, what if you are lucky enough, if you're the Chiefs with Minshew, and all of a sudden you're kind of in contention, you're 6th seed, 7th seed, and then Mahomes' window to activate opens up.
Yeah, I'd activate him.
What do you do with that point?
I'd activate him. Yeah, I'd play him. Man, I'd play him. I mean, I can't not play the guy. I'd play him. It's a good problem to have.
It is a good problem to have, but he also has issues of foot problems too. That's the thing with Patrick Mahomes is that he's he doesn't have a clean injury history.
Mm-hmm.
That definitely, like, this can be a good thing, right? A fully healthy Patrick Mahomes in 2 seasons
Mm-hmm.
with an axe to grind and with motivation. Oof, that could be scary.
Mm.
That could be very, very
well,
scary. You could probably just pencil in the comeback player. You could pencil in the Chad Pennington
I
award.
mean, it was kind of, he's walking down the hallway, limping down the hallway, being carried by like 3 guys past all the pelts on the wall that he helped them win,
Yeah.
But, this is football. Life goes on.
Avoid messy accidents. Get better stopping power with your brake pads. Callahan brake pads. You never know when you'll be driving in the road and there will be a truck tire that you need to avoid and save your family. Callahan Auto. We really care about what's under your hood.
The 4 o'clock hour gave us 2 statement games by Super Bowl picks by me. The Rams weathered the Lions early and surged ahead 41-34. Win. Meanwhile, Bo Nix threw for 4 tutties as the Broncos beat the Packers 34-28. So who impressed you more?
And Micah Parsons, another ACL. So another victim of the knee monster.
The turf
this weekend.
The turf?
Yeah.
Turf played
went after, he was running down Bo Nix and pop, just like that. And you have to figure that with that pop, the air went out of the room, right? Because if you're looking at it, Micah Parsons was meant to be the guy who was supposed to take you over the top, right? And without him, you're the same team from last year. That ain't good enough.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason why you went to get him, right? So you gotta say that it diminishes the Packers. The Broncos looked great. The Broncos, the defense was humming. They didn't even really get that much pressure on the quarterback. Not many sacks in the game. Like, it wasn't the onslaught that we're used to at this point from Denver. But it was the Bo Nix show. We have been saying for weeks, for near I say months, who's going to show up, right? Can Bo Nix play a full 4-quarter game? Because we've been seeing Bo Nix just kind of like be mediocre to decent, and all of a sudden turn it on. The Giant game in particular, like, comes to mind. Motherfucker's getting shut out, and next thing you know, damn, it's over. It's over, John. But he stepped up. They needed him to, and he delivered. 23-34, 302, 4 tutties, no picks, and really no running game, right? Harvey led 19 carries, 65 yards. Like, they're missing Dobbins. They are absolutely missing him. So he's going to have to pick up the slack, and Bo Nix showed that he can, in big moments, carry the load. I had my reservations about the Lions going into Sunday, and everything about it came true. It's like, okay, that's cute. And then Matthew Stafford turned it on. Okay, that's cute. Puka Nacua. Like, the Rams are there are levels to this game. And the Rams are head and shoulders above most teams, if not all of the teams in the NFC. So kudos to you. Bully to you. You've had this. Bully. You've had this since preseason. But if I'm looking at it, what's most impressive to me is the Broncos, because Bo Nix arrived.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the true test really is going to be this week, right? They're playing Seattle in Seattle. Yes. This game could have a lot of ramifications because they both have a similar record. So, the winner of this could end up being the division winner. you know? If I'm going to say the one that really who really impressed me was the Broncos. It was Bo Nix. Because for the first time in a while, for 4 quarters, he was on. The Rams are doing what I thought they'd be doing, right? They're humming. They're veterans. That defense is young. Matt Stafford's got them playing hard. The Devontae Adams thing does hurt, though. It does hurt, but Stafford's got to... We're going to see how Stafford plays against the Seahawks because, when he played against Carolina, he looked like the Detroit Lions, Matthew Stafford. So he's got to, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Even though Phillip Rivers showed him it could be done, but it's going to be a tough matchup. But I think if the Broncos played like they played this past weekend, it's hard not to believe that they're not going to go to the Super Bowl. They're coached very well. Our buddy Westhoff is there doing the special teams.
That's right.
Sean Payton offensively has them. They know what they are. Bo does a good job of not turning the ball over. He plays like shit at times. He doesn't turn the ball over, Right. And then, there's a part of me that feels bad for Detroit because I think their window's closed. I think the Packers, even though Micah Parsons is hurt, the Packers are so young. Like that offense is so young. They have so many stud receivers that are young. I know Watson's hurt again, but Dobbs is really good. Jacobs was hurt, and look at how well he played. And the 2 backup running backs are very good too. They just have to figure out themselves defensively. But I think the Packers have passed the Lions, and they had to have like an all-time performance by Amon St. Brown, to even be in it. But what kills me is the Jared Goff situation. It just, man, it's like you go to LA. This was the team that you played for. This was the coach that you played for. You got this team to a Super Bowl, but you lost. And they straight up traded you away. They get Matthew Stafford. They win the Super Bowl. And now they just beat you. And now you might not even make the playoffs. That's a rough plane ride home. I mean, at least he gets, that's, for me, as a player, just things like that would bother me. Because, I was here to prove you wrong. Like, you made the wrong deal. Like, I'm getting my revenge, and it's like, man, and it's like, even after the game, it's like a 2 to 3 second, handshake with McVay, and it's, all right, move away. It's just like, man, I can't believe you lost this game. It's just so, and they were winning. They were winning.
Yeah, they were winning. Up. And Goff didn't have a bad game per se,
right.
Like 35 of 41, 338. 3 tutties. Like he statistically
right.
Had a good game. But this team, and we know this, it lives and dies with Sonic and Knuckles. If Montgomery and Gibbs are not the guys, and they weren't on Sunday, right? Gibbs had 38 yards, Montgomery had 32 yards. That's their run game. They're going to have a long day if they're not bullying. Yeah. If they're not bullying teams and running the ball.
He just had an all-time season from Gibbs, right? Like, he's not going to be able to replicate that next year. Amon-Ra's playing hurt. So, he's not going to... They lost Laporta. It's just like... I just don't see how they can keep this engine going. And it's just weird. Like you said, Goff, as good as he played, they still lost by a touchdown.
Right.
Like, it doesn't...
Dude.
It doesn't matter.
Like, St. Brown and Jamo Williams... combined, right? 298 yards, 3 touchdowns, and they lost.
It's just weird. The NFL is just weird the way the cookie crumbles sometimes, right? It's just
100%.
It's just weird how even think about Matthew Stafford all those years in Detroit with Calvin Johnson, like never won anything. Actually went 1 year and didn't win any fucking games.
Yeah. Dude,
and yet you go to the
Barry Sanders.
You go
all the way back.
You go to the Rams and you win a Super Bowl, and you are probably on the cusp of going to another one. What changed? Same thing with Goff. It's like, Goff, you were the number 1 pick, number 2 pick, and beautiful throw of the football. You get to the Super Bowl to go up against Tom Brady. You lose 13-3. Like, it's not, and then the next year you're gone. You're out. They bring in Stafford. They go to the Super Bowl and they win. Like, huh? Is one player that much of a difference?
Well, coaching matters too, because they wasted a couple of years because Jeff Fisher, even though they drafted Jared Goff, Jeff Fisher didn't like Jared Goff. What the fuck did you draft him for then? I'm confused by that. So a couple of years of more seasoning, and maybe he does deliver the goods, right? If Jeff Fisher just believes in Jared Goff a little bit.
But Jared Goff hasn't done anything yet to make us say, oh, we should be believing him, right? He has turned his career around. He didn't win.
No, he did not.
He didn't win. So,
no,
comes out.
But he is definitely, I would say he is probably, he's knocking on the door. If he's not top 5, he's probably number 6. Like I would put him like up in that, because he's a solid week in, week out performer. Just has not gotten over the hump yet. He has not gotten where he wants to go.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he will, Z. I'm not sure if he will, because I don't know. I think he might have had his best shot like last year or this year. I'm just not sure. I'm not sure what next year holds for Detroit.
Ken Show Cocktails by RSRV Collective are premium, non-alcoholic drinks crafted to deliver bold, sophisticated flavors inspired by classic cocktails. Alcohol-free indulgence. Enjoy a 30% exclusive discount with our promo code DNZ at rsrvcollective.com. That's 30% off using our promo code DNZ only at rsrvcollective.com.
But Thursday's game was illuminating for all the wrong reasons. The Falcons knocked off the Buccaneers 29-28. Kirk Cousins looked like the Kirk Cousins of old, and Bucs head coach Todd Bowles was left questioning his team's effort after the game, dropping, I think, 10 or 12 F-bombs in the post-game.
Yeah.
Rightfully so. With the loss, the Falcons knocked Tampa Baker out of first place and put the Panthers in until they lost on Sunday to the Saints and Tyler Shook. Does anybody want to win the NFC South?
Isn't that a valid
question? I think
question?
Shook broke a record for the Saints, too, for rookie passing yards in a game.
Jesus Christ. Are you, like, this is... We were thinking that the Saints were trying to lose, right? We're thinking that they're trying to get up into the top 5 here.
And they get COVID. They get COVID this weekend.
So it's still and they just fired Steve Wilkes. So there's that.
Because it's his fault.
But with the loss, with the Panthers losing, Tampa Baker moves back into first place. Identical 7-7 record. Nobody wants this thing. It's ridiculous. And, what can you say? Tampa Bay has been inconsistent this year. And that's being polite.
I watched that game. It was a bad game. Yeah. I don't know how you let them get into, I'm watching the game. I'm like, man, if you don't get this first down, they're going to come down here and kick a field goal and win this game. Yeah.
And we saw them against the Lions on Monday night. Complete dud, complete no-show. We saw this on Thursday night. Prime time, dud, complete no-show. Not a great performance at all.
At one point, we were talking about Baker being the MVP. Remember that?
That ship has sailed. That ship is
all the weapons are
sailed.
Here. They're all here.
Yeah.
Bucky Irving's playing. The James White's playing. Then they have
Mike Evans is back.
Evans is back. Godwin's playing. Ibuka's playing. Everybody's playing.
So
everybody's
what
playing.
The hell? Yeah, you're out of excuses. If you were going to go through the shitty time, if you were going to go through the dark forest, as Ted Lasso once said, that's when you should have struggled. Not when you have your full complement of players.
They've been losing games left and right too. They haven't been right at all. They haven't been right at all.
But, no, they haven't been. And I don't know if I don't know. Maybe there's something to what Todd Bowles is saying, that maybe the players are kind of taking the fact that the Panthers aren't that good for granted. Maybe they're taking that for granted, that the Panthers really aren't tested and they'll gag it up. Like the Falcons are 5-9, like really not a threat. Like there's really nobody in that division who should pose a threat to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And they're just kind of looking past guys. That's possible. But if they play the way they've been playing lately, they're one and done. If they make it at all. So that's a bad sign. But if you're looking at it, Carolina isn't much better, man. Like, how do you go and lose to the Saints? The Saints, who admittedly,
Kamara not even playing.
Yeah, Kamara. They're
they traded
throwing
their
up
second best receiver. They only got one
they're
guy.
Throwing up. They got rid of Shaheed. Yeah, they sent his ass
They
to
only
Seattle.
got one guy.
They ran it up the flagpole, man. They're Rico Dowdle. Remember when Rico Dowdle was hot shit?
Yeah.
16 carries, 49 yards.
Crushing it.
Thanks for coming, Rico. Thanks for coming. You had as many rush yards as Bryce Young. So there's that. You have really no receivers to think of, no impact receivers. Dowdle and Hubbard didn't post. And you know what? The defense is okay, but it's not enough. Like, it'll be a nice story, because you've been so bad for so long. It would be a nice story if you made the playoffs, but you're not going anywhere. Like, you need more. Like, you really need to, reinvest.
I don't know.
Here.
I mean, if they get matched up against the Eagles team, they could potentially win that game, right?
Oof.
They're not beating the Rams, they're not beating the Seahawks, but
the Eagles.
You see them play. They could play the Eagles and beat the Eagles, man.
I'm less bullish on that than you.
Bully.
I'm bully. I no. They may catch the Eagles because the Eagles will play with their food. Like, I can see something like that. Like, the Eagles will go into it super confident, and next thing you know, it's a Buster Douglas situation like we were talking about. But, the only way they're really going to catch guys, they're really going to have to catch them off guard. Like, that's the only way that I can see the Carolina Panthers making noise this year. It's a good step forward.
You're trying to say that you've got the Bucs.
I have the Bucs. I mean, they have.
I think we're going to find out.
They have the better quarterback.
We're going to have to find out this weekend,
I think
because
so.
after Todd Bowles really laid into them, we're going to find out what they're really made of. I mean,
they got to show some pride. The defense in particular?
Yeah. You can't let this team. You can't let Kirk Cousins.
No.
And Darnell Mooney come downfield on you.
Was it the Kyle Pitts game that we've been?
Yeah, the Kyle Pitts.
He finally showed up.
Finally showed up in this fucking useless game, and
this is it.
Kick a field goal and beat you. Come on, man! In your, I believe they were home too.
They were Raymond James. Yeah, they were. Like, that's an embarrassment. You should be embarrassed.
I just think it's one of those things. Like, that's who Baker is too. Like, in the last segment, we talked about, certain players are who they are, right? Jared Goff is who he is at this point. I think the same goes for Baker Mayfield. Like, yeah, he's good for 4 or 5 games, but at some point, he's a little guy. He gets beat up. He doesn't make the right calls. He throws bad passes, and then, honestly,
he's a better Ryan Fitzpatrick.
On that third down, at the end of the game, Baker has to find a way to get a first down. Mm-hmm. You've got to find a way to get a first down, dude. You've got to put this team away. You can't, you're playing for a defensive-minded coach, but you can't be in the ballpark of, we'll punt it down, and then our defense will hold. No, man, you got to get that first down. You got to have that vicious intent, that killer mentality. And, even I remember earlier in the year, he was talking about how, guys didn't like playing there when Tom was there. It wasn't fun. And Tom was like, I think it's fun when you win. I think we won. They might have been miserable, but we won. So, and maybe that's what it comes down to. Maybe you're just trying to have a little too much fun and maybe it's time to get a little serious here, because at one point we were talking about offensive player of the year, we were talking about comeback player of the year, we're talking about NFL MVP. Those talks are gone, and you got Bucky Irving back. Like this, it was all coming together. You're getting healthy at the right time. While teams are losing players, Mahomes, Micah Parsons, you're getting all your talent back for this playoff run, but you can't be losing games to the fucking Saints. Falcons. They lost to the Saints. They lost to Tyler Shook and the Saints, who seems to be beating everybody right now. They just beat Carolina. They beat the Bucs. They're just without Alvin Kamara, who's like a healthy scratch and shit.
Dude.
Like,
and you know what? It kind of cheapens when we were talking about the Bills, right? This also kind of cheapens the Bills' victory. Now all of a sudden the Bucs, now all of a sudden the Bills beating the Bucs doesn't look as good.
It doesn't mean anything.
No, it doesn't look as good because
But it still doesn't change the fact that the Bills need to win the Super Bowl this year, because you again, the Denver is still a very good team, and but there's no Burrow, there's no Patrick Mahomes. Like, none of these guys are in your way this year. This is it, man. If it doesn't happen now, it's never gonna happen. Yeah, can we talk about that for a second? Like, what the fuck? The Cincinnati throws up a 0 at home. Meanwhile, they beat the Ravens 3 weeks ago on Thanksgiving in Baltimore. You couldn't score. You couldn't score. You couldn't kick a field goal.
No,
you couldn't get. You lost 24-0 at home to a division rival. Huh?
How the
what?
Well, hang on. Well, where the fuck was Burrow throwing that ball that Kyle Van Noy intercepted? There was nobody around but Kyle Van Noy.
What was that? What was that?
Nothing. It was a little floater. Well,
if he wants to talk about like he's not having fun, dude. First of all, you were out most of the year. You just got back. Welcome to Cincinnati. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Number 2, you're not having fun. And then I don't know why, but all the sports radio broadcasts were talking about the Jets trading for him. What would make you think that coming to New York or the swamps of New Jersey would be fun? That sounds awful. You're gonna leave.
Honestly,
you're gonna leave Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and the town the state you grew up in to come play in Jersey. What are we talking about right now? On what planet?
People, I don't know. And people are also like,
Giants. Why would he even? I don't know what those guys on the New York radio are smoking. Like, it doesn't matter what you offer Cincinnati. They're not trading Joe Burrow. No. I don't care if he wants out. I'm not trading Joe Burrow.
What if the package was right?
What you have
multiple firsts, multiple seconds.
You have Chase Brown. You have Jamar Chase. You have T. Higgins. And I'm sorry. What offer is the Jets going to come to you and say, okay, yeah, I'm going to trade Joe Burrow? What offer? See, I want to hear the fucking offer that they're going to give you that's going to let you go with Joe Burrow.
I would want the Ricky Williams number.
Okay.
I would want comparable to the Ricky Williams trade. I would want pretty much all of next year's all of the draft. I would want all the first round picks, all the second round picks, and away we go.
And you're banking on Joe Burrow being hurt? Is that what you're assuming?
If you're Cincinnati,
you're assuming he's going to be hurt the rest of his career? Like, I'm just trying to figure out, like, what's your plan at quarterback? What are you planning on doing there? You're going to draft a quarterback?
Well, that would be the plan at that point.
You want the Jets' number 1 pick this year?
I want 5.
You want 5?
Yeah, if that's the case, I want 5. I want 5. I want 18. I want the second rounders. I want everything that Moogie's building.
You want the cake, the crumbs, and the plate.
Yeah, no. I'm the guy who's got the asset.
Right.
I'm the one who has the quarterback that you want.
Wow.
Right. I have a guy that, when he's good, is one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the league. It's not a question mark like Mendoza. Wow. It's not a question mark like Pavia. It's not a question mark like Raiola or Arch Manning. Like, prospects are suspects. Like, we have a guy. Now, there's a guy that has actually done it. He's done it in this league, right? The concern has been injury. The concern has been the line not protecting him. The concern has been the defense not being good enough to keep them in games. So I'm banking on the fact that I'm building something here in New York, right? I have Garrett Wilson. Say what you will about Garrett Wilson.
He's not part of the deal.
No, he would not be part of the deal. He would not be part of the deal in this case.
Okay.
But who's to say? You would have Chase, Higgins, and Wilson. Like, that would be an embarrassment of riches for a rookie quarterback for him to go 0-17. That would be fantastic. But, I would kick the tires on it. You absolutely should. The window is closed, man. Like, you need so much on defense, and
they were a player away, though. Weren't they a player away last year? 2 years ago?
The Jets?
Yeah, the Jets. They were a player away, I thought.
Yeah, I thought it was Aaron Rodgers.
Quarterback, their old quarterback that they said don't come back, he's a top 11 quarterback based on QBR right now, and he might be going to the playoffs.
And then, where are the Jets? The Jets are firing their DC, and
because it's his fault.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the head coach is a defensive guy.
Tutties.
Are you in the
six tutties for Trevor Lawrence?
Are you in the defensive meetings, Aaron Glenn?
I think Trevor Lawrence just threw another one.
I think it's a joke. You think Aaron Glenn's done after 1 year?
He's got to be.
Right?
He's got to be.
He's
got to be, dude.
There's no progress, and the blame, the pointing of the fingers is a joke. Why now, Z? Why now are we firing the defensive coordinator week 15 after getting our brains beaten by the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are actually going to the playoffs and are competing for like a top 3 seed? Why now are we firing Steve Wilkes? Why? That would be my question. Why? And if anything, you're doing him a favor. It's like, thanks. I don't have to coach there. You get out of here and get ready for next season. Get the fuck out of here.
Aaron Glenn's also the same guy who vouched for Justin Fields.
Right.
Saying that I want this guy. So there's I'm sorry. Like, I'm not trusting your judgment here. Right? I'm not trusting your evaluation of talent.
And then Alan Lazard asks for his release.
He's going to Pittsburgh.
Why are we releasing him now? Why did you release him 2 months ago, 3 months ago?
Why didn't you trade him at the deadline? Why didn't you do something?
Receptions for 70 yards and a touchdown. What the fuck is he doing here? Like, what are we doing? Like, it just just some of the things just like are so mind-boggling. I don't understand. We're gonna fire the defensive coordinator now? Well, what about the offensive coordinator? We ranked near the bottom of the league in scoring. Why does he get to keep his job?
It's a fair question. It's an absolute fair question.
I gotta go, but this guy gets to stay. Are you kidding me? Like, what planet is this? You can't help but smile when you see a balloon. PopstarsBalloons.com offers spectacular balloon decor for all of life's events, specializing in custom balloon creations and installations for private events, corporate and school functions, photo shoots, brand events, and fundraisers. Led by certified balloon artists, the Popstars Balloon team shape balloons into custom works of art. Popstar Balloons provides full concept balloon design, build and installation services, as well as pre-assembled decor pieces available for pickup or delivery. Popstar Balloons is a woman-owned, small family business focused on providing professional balloon services using only high-quality, 100% biodegradable natural latex balloons made in the US and Italy. They consistently prioritize the safest use and handling of balloons in a sustainable and responsible manner. Popstars Balloons is located in Westchester County, New York, but likes to party at events throughout New York City, Connecticut, Long Island, and New Jersey. Popstars Balloons can also accommodate balloon decor services for destination events. No event too big, no event too small, and their custom personalization service is the perfect touch. They also offer a full line of event decor options like backdrop, prop rentals, tablescapes, dessert table setups, custom signs, and they always deliver with a smile. Whether you're looking for gift balloons, classic decor, or large-scale design for a big impact, Popstars Balloons will create the perfect decor for your theme, vibe, and space. So if you have an idea in mind or need inspiration, Popstars Balloons decor will be the cutting edge and spectacular. Visit popstarballoons.com to pop your next event. Anyway, you touched on it a minute ago, but the Indiana quarterback, Fernando Mendoza, took home the Heisman Trophy on Saturday. Mendoza beat out Vanderbilt's Diego Pavia, Notre Dame's Jeremiah Love, and Ohio State's Julian Sayin for the biggest individual prize in all of college football. Given the company Mendoza has joined, it's natural to wonder about his pro prospects. Not every Heisman winner is an NFL great, but do you project Mendoza to be one? If he goes to the Bengals after this monstrous trade, you're gonna play out. You're gonna play out.
You keep Higgins, you keep Chase. It's not bad. It's not bad. The problem is that the defense is still a bare cupboard. And that's part of the problem, to tie it back to what we were saying about Joe Burrow. When the money is funneled all the way at the top and it's bottlenecked at the top, you can't pay anybody else. Right? It's you got your boys paid. Congratulations, Joe. You got T paid, you got Jamar paid, and you can't get anybody else. Right? That's the gripe. That's the shit that they tried to pin on Russell Wilson for years. He got paid, and the money stopped there. They couldn't pay anybody else because they paid Russ.
I'm pretty sure that was part of like Joe's deal, right? Like Joe kind of knew that his boys were going to get paid and they weren't going to have a defense, and he was cool with that.
Which is asinine. Completely freaking asinine.
Yeah,
they only play on one side of the ball. It's okay.
So it's now fine. The Giants hold the number 1 pick.
Yep.
Right? And I would assume that they're going to stick with Jackson Dart.
Yes.
The Raiders have the 2nd pick right now. The Titans have the 3rd pick.
Don't need a quarterback in their eyes.
The Browns have the 4th pick.
Probably don't need a quarterback. They got 4 of them, 5 of them, 6 of them.
The 5th pick.
They need a quarterback.
The Cards have the 6th pick.
They may need a quarterback.
The Commanders have the 7th pick.
They don't.
The New Orleans Saints have the 8th pick. The Bengals have the 9th pick. And to round out, the Rams have the 10th pick because they have the Falcons pick.
So, yeah, they don't need a quarterback either.
Archie Manning will be returning to Texas.
So there you go. That leaves you with your top 2 are probably going to be Mendoza and Pavia. So,
how so? What are you talking about?
The top 2 quarterbacks in the draft.
But they're not going 1 and 2.
No, but the top 2 rated quarterbacks are probably going to be Pavia and Mendoza.
Yeah.
Much like in the same way Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders were 1 and 2, and then Shedeur Sanders went to 144.
Yeah.
So
rightfully so.
Yeah. Just because they're 1 and 2 on the board doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be taken 1 and 2. Now, Mendoza had a hell of a year. 226 for 316, 33 tutties. He ran for another 6. Pretty good year. Indiana has never had this level of success before. So it's possible. It's very possible that in the right situation, Fernando Mendoza could be a very good to next level quarterback. The question is, based on the year he's coming out, you just detailed it very well in the top 10. All of the teams that you mentioned, unless like the Dolphins trade up, if they've had enough of Tua and they want to like shock the world, it's realistic that the Raiders will take him. It's realistic that the Jets would take him. It's realistic that the Cards could kick the tires on him. And even the Saints, if they don't like what they've seen from Shook. Now, since the Giants hold the number 1 pick,
trade out.
That's the plan. Now, what are you going to get? What are you going to get for it?
And who's going to trade up?
How desperate do you want this guy? How desperate or how close do you think he gets you? I don't know with the weapons the Raiders have that he gets them closer. Because I don't like their receivers. They can get more, right? Sure, they can draft receivers. They can make some signings, but it's not inspiring, right? Brock Bowers is your best offensive player, right? Genty he's okay, right? He's not what you hoped for if you were the Raiders. What are the Giants going to ask for you to go from 2 to 1? Like, what's it going to take for that to happen? I would at least need a couple of first rounders. I'd want some seconds.
But why?
But
why would you're talking about the Raiders moving up to 1?
Yeah.
I don't see. I don't see why.
I'm not putting my eggs in the Geno Smith basket, especially after what happened this year.
But why?
If I'm Pete Carroll,
but they're guaranteed to get a top 2 guy. So why would you move up? I wouldn't move up. Take whatever guy's there. If I get Mendoza, great. If I get Savia, fine.
I don't get it. It's the eye of the beholder. We're talking about Mendoza, though, right? If this is the guy you've identified as the guy who could change your luck and change your franchise for the better, you gotta jump other teams who may be more aggressive than you and may be willing to meet the Giants' asking price. So that's the thing you have to concern about. You don't control anything at number 2.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting sloppy seconds. So if you identify that Mendoza is your guy, you gotta call whoever is running the show with the Giants, because it won't be Joe Schoen. Whoever is in charge that week, like that's who you're gonna have to talk turkey with, and I think you're gonna have to pay a very hefty price for that if you believe in Mendoza. Now, if you're fine with Pavia, okay, fine. Let somebody else pay the king's ransom that the Giants are going to ask for at number 1 to get Mendoza. That's fine. But he's got the wheels, he's got the arm, he's got the presence, he's got the leadership, right? He's kind of like, he's Kirk Cousins-esque in terms of the way he commands the huddle and the way he rallies his troops. So if you believe in Mendoza, and there is no reason to doubt that he is going to be a solid player, do what you got to do. 100% do what you have to do. But if you're fine settling for Pavia, or if there's another, if Sayin is your guy, if you decide you want to, hey, fuck it, well, let's go with Julian Sayin, bully, vaya con Dios, have at it. But he has the potential. Mendoza absolutely has the potential to be an excellent quarterback in the NFL, given the right situation. The problem is that generally speaking, the teams that need a quarterback don't have great situations. So basically, it's the second contract. Like, Mendoza's going to be there until he gets to his second contract, or they cut him and they label him a bust, and then Kevin O'Connell turns around and turns him into a beast in the NFL. But there's absolutely potential there. I'm just concerned that the teams in question are going to ruin this kid.
Yeah, I could see the Jets ruining this kid. They like doing that shit. They like destroying people's careers, hopes, and dreams.
First time? Not my first time.
Not my first time. Yeah, I just think the Raiders need a lot, so I can see them trading out too. I can see him ending up on the Jets. I really could. I could, because the teams that are ahead need a lot, and just a quarterback's not going to do it. I can't see Tom taking a quarterback at 2 with this Raider team. I just can't see that happening. The Giants aren't going to do it. Titans aren't going to do it. The Browns have too many quarterbacks already. They have Watson. They have Gabriel. They have Shador. They can't.
If you got 3 quarterbacks, you got no quarterback.
They can't. They got to trade out. It's number 5. It's the New York Jets. He's going to be a Jet. As terrible as that sounds, he's going to be a Jet. Unless the Cardinals could potentially trade up. The Cardinals could potentially trade up.
The Dolphins
the
are
Saints
at 11.
could trade up.
The Dolphins are an interesting one at 11.
Could trade up too. Yeah, the Dolphins could certainly, but can they?
The Vikings are at 12. If they do, they believe in JJ.
They do. They do.
The Chiefs sit at 13.
No.
Could they draft and stash?
Nope. They're not going to do it.
Not the Cowboys, not the Ravens.
Dallas could, but I don't see them trading up.
From 14 to 1.
They won't trade up.
No.
They won't. No, none of these guys are trading up. None, and then the Jets have another pick at 18.
The Jets have 2 first rounders. Yeah. Absolutely.
And the Bucs are not.
So,
the Steelers. But he's not their kind of quarterback. I don't see him. I can't see the Steelers trading up though. I can't see these teams trading up for the player. That's the whole thing. Oh, the Cowboys have another pick in the first round also.
So the Cowboys are an interesting one. They did trade for Joe Milton. He's not getting any burn, but at the same time, like,
I like Joe Milton. I think he's good.
Joe Milton's like, he's got potential. Joe Milton absolutely has potential. And you know what? Up until Sunday night, like, the Cowboys have been in it. They've been a surprising team this year. So do you run it back with Dak Pickens and CD? I don't see why you wouldn't, based on the results this year. And you know what? Fucking shoddy, man. Like, he's actually, like, I'm surprised at how good of a head coach Brian Schottenheimer is.
Man.
I keep going back to Miami. Could Miami jump from 11 to 1 or 2? Just to make sure they get their guy. Because Tua is not it. Tua is not it. No, he's not.
They just paid him a ton of money too.
But Tua is not it. And he's one hit away from being out of the league, right? Quinn Ewers is there. Zach Wilson is there. Your quarterback situation is kind of fucked.
I hope Zach plays this weekend.
It would be nice if Zach played. It would be great if Zach played. But I keep going back to them. And you mentioned the Cardinals. I keep, like, Kyler Murray and Tua. Like, I keep going back to them. It's like, their position is not totally solidified. Like, they're not in a position to say, like, okay, we have our guy. We absolutely have our guy. But it's still way too early. He had a hell of a year. We're going to see how he does in the playoffs. The college football playoff, a successful one for Mendoza, could only solidify his status.
Time will tell.
Elevate your protein game with Clear Whey Protein Powder. Lactose-free, sugar-free, and refreshingly delicious. Perfect for a flavorful, protein-packed boost. That's Clear with a K. Go to clearprotein.com, enter promo code DNZ for 20% off any product. That's clearprotein.com. Clear with a K.
But
yes, indeed.
We move over to baseball. Baseball winter meetings are over, and hits just keep on coming for the Mets.
Speaking of over,
2 days after losing closer Edwin Diaz to the Dodgers, slugging first baseman Alonso. He's slugging first baseman Pete Alonso is headed to Charm City, making a 5-year, $155 million deal with the Baltimore Orioles. All-time leader in home runs for the Mets, right? That guy.
Yeah.
Reports indicate the Mets didn't even give him an offer. So who
Stearns
do the
didn't even
Mets
meet with
need
him
to acquire to salvage this off-season/season?
Okay, so let's go. They traded Nimmo for Marcus Semien, right? Well, we want to shore up the defense. Got it. No problem. We're doing run prevention. Run prevention, that's the key. You brought back Tyrone Taylor. You let Diaz go after allegedly there was a certain contract demand that you didn't want to meet, that the Dodgers were all too happy to meet so quickly. It's like, yes, where do we sign? Let's do this. And then you let Pete Alonso go without even having a meeting. You let Pete Alonso go without as much as a phone call. David Stearns is going full on Michael Corleone communion scene from The Godfather. Like, he is wrecking this shit, right? He is completely making this team over in his image and likeness. He doesn't pay for power. He doesn't pay exorbitant amounts of money for pitching.
Right. How about the Braves? Braves getting a closer on the cheap.
Suarez and Kim. Ha-Sung Kim. That's
Suarez,
good.
Then I think they gave him $46 million.
45.
And the Mets went in on Devin Williams for $51 million. What?
$6 million more for being 3 years younger and for being David Stearns being familiar with him. Basically, if you were on the Brewers and David Stearns didn't piss you off, there's a fast track for you to come to Queens. There's a reason why Corbin Burns is not a Met right now. There's a reason why. And part of it is that he didn't like how Stearns does business. There's something to be said about that. But now you're looking at reports that there are these blockbuster, pie in the sky deals, and the Mets are in on Cody Bellinger, and they're looking to get Mason Miller and Ramon Laureano, and Yuki Suzuki, I believe, is available from the Padres, and Joe Ryan might be available from Minnesota.
Joe Ryan. Yeah, Joe Ryan. Now, they got to do something because he royally fucked up the pitching staff last year. David Stearns did that. The guy, Mr. Process, Mr. Pitching Lab, right? His signings fucked the season. Montas, right? You had Griffin Canning. Griffin Canning's leg exploded. Now he's a free agent. Thanks, Griffin. Thanks for coming. Thanks for playing.
Thanks for coming. They're the gift baskets by the door. You traded for Rogers, right? Awesome. Cool. He was solid. Tyler Rogers is gone. He's in Toronto. So you lost a viable bullpen arm in addition to Diaz. And then your big move, right? You're talking about all the shit that you're in on. Like the Post, I believe, said that the Mets are very much in on Cody Bellinger. What does that mean? Very much in on. Either you get him or you don't. And I'm leaning towards the fact that you're not going to get him. I'm leaning towards no. Like, you're laying the groundwork for, we were very close. We were in striking distance, and we just got beat out. We wish Cody well in Los Angeles. We wish him well. But they need to get they need to get somebody to replace Alonso at first base. You signed Jorge Polanco. Awesome. Dude hit 26 homers last year. Fantastic. Has barely played first base. He has little to no first base experience.
I've only ever caught. I've never played first base. Is it hard? No, it's not hard at all. Tell him, Wash. It's incredibly hard. It's incredibly hard. Shit, maybe Chris Pratt could play first base. The hands don't leave you, Chris. The hands don't leave you. Jesus. Tell him, Wash. It's incredibly hard.
It's incredibly hard. But they're kicking the tires on Wilson Contreras. Huh? What are we doing here? This team won 101 games, 3 seasons ago? This team has gone from 101 wins and then missed the playoffs, then NLCS, then missed the playoffs to laughingstock. The fuck? What the fuck happened? You have to go big game hunting at this point. Unless you want empty seats for most of the season.
Marte?
You have...
Marte?
Ketel Marte?
Yeah.
What's it going to cost me? The first question is going to be, do I need to give you Jet Williams, Nolan McLean, Brandon Sproat, Jonah Tong? If the answer is yes, hang up. Right? Mets fans are prospect hugging, and apparently it sounds like David Stearns is prospect hugging too, because with the exception of Jonah Tong, those guys are untouchable. So, what do they have to do? they gotta go big game hunting. They gotta get a first baseman, whether that's Murakami or if you're bringing in Bellinger to play first. I would bring in Bellinger to play left. Like, that's what I would, because you have no left fielder either, right?
Someone hits the ball to the left. There's nobody right now there to
There's
stop
nobody
it.
there. Like Jeff McNeil. Jeff McNeil is your left fielder right now. Your first baseman is Polanco, maybe, or Vientos. I don't know. Vientos is on the mark. He's on the block. Like, he can be had. So that can get you a ham sandwich at the bodega. That's fantastic.
No cheese.
No, none. And second base, Simeon. Shortstop, Lindor. Third base, Beatty, who's no sure thing. He had a good year last year. I think Brett Beatty is, but I thought Brett Beatty was better at second.
Bellinger? I mean, who's going to protect Soto?
That's the question. Because you got Soto
Or
and
is he
Wright.
just going to break the record for walks in a season?
Yo, he's going to Barry Bonds. Sorry, man, that record is gone.
I ain't pitching, man.
I'm not pitching him, and I wouldn't pitch to Lindor. Like, I wouldn't pitch to either one of them. Why? There's no thump in this order. Marcus Simeon.
Who hired this crew?
What are we doing here? And, like, he's talking about Wilson. I would jokingly, and I said this was a joke, David. Do not make this trade. I jokingly said that they would trade Francisco Alvarez for Wilson Contreras and then put Wilson Contreras back behind the plate. Like, that's what I envision from this dipshit that is there. He's a dipshit. That's all I can say. He's a penny pinching dipshit who ruined this team.
Tell us how you really feel.
Oh, I'm just getting warmed up. Wait for next week when we have our airing of grievances. I hope you packed a lunch because I got plenty. But you got Bellinger would be a start. Bellinger, absolutely. You need more out of the bullpen, whether that's via trade. Or Michael King would be nice. You have no starters. Like, Clay Holmes is your number one again. You might want to dip your toes into, but you don't pay for starting pitching. Fuck, man. Fuck. Can we just move on to 2027? Can we just have the lockout already? Jesus, put me out of my misery.
Well, let's just go. Let's just move on to the next segment.
Let's just move on to the lockout.
To the hardwood we go. In shocking turn of events, the NBA Cup will not feature Oklahoma City Thunder. The now 17-7 Spurs knocked off the Thunder by 2, earning a date for the NBA Cup with the Knicks. They're playing right now. The Knicks knocked off the Magic by 12. I think it's like a 2-point game right now. So who takes home the NBA Cup? And what do you make of the Spurs 9-3 success without Wemby? And does anybody give a shit?
I'll start with the last one first. Nobody gives a shit. Sorry. Was that too blunt?
I like how they try to say, oh, well, young players care because they want the money. And, it's trying to be like soccer. Ain't nobody care about this. Nobody care about this.
It's interesting how successful the Spurs are without Wemby, but Wemby makes them better. This is the tantalizing part, is that you're going to want to strike while the iron's hot, because he does get hurt quite a bit. So you may be tempted, right? You may have that itch or that little glint, like, if I trade for Jimmy Butler, or if I trade for Giannis, if I trade for a guy to pair with Wemby, if I call up the Clippers about Kawhi, and I strike while the iron is hot, I can get greedy and get my chip now. But what's that going to cost you, right? What's the other side of that phone call going to be, right? It's going to be Dylan Harper. It's going to be Sochan. It's going to be Castle. It's going to be Champagny. It's going to be the heart and soul, the core of your team. So, as good as they are without Wemby, I think it would be very stupid of them to try and do this. This would be the equivalent at least in my eyes, of the Carmelo Anthony trade.
Carmelo
Anthony. The Knicks were onto something good. They had a good young core. They were playing hard. They were doing well. Danilo Gallinari was there. Wilson Chandler. You had a bunch of guys who were playing well, and all of a sudden, fuck it. We're just going to trade for Carmelo Anthony and set the fucking franchise back. No depth, no bench. Thanks for coming. That is the potential for disaster if the San Antonio Spurs are not patient. This is a patient organization. They tanked a season for Tim Duncan. So they've done this. Like they're a patient team. And they're a good team. They can make some noise. In the next 2 years, it would not surprise me whatsoever if they were knocking on the door of the Western Conference Finals. They're that talented. They're that good. They need seasoning. As far as who takes home the NBA Cup, right now it's a 6-point lead. The Spurs are winning. I gotta say that yeah, I gotta stick with the Spurs. As good as the Knicks are, as dynamic as Jalen Brunson can be, I think that the Spurs are more loaded. And I think that the Spurs can take this one home. It's going to be close. It's absolutely going to be close. The Spurs are a talented team. The Knicks are a talented team. It's formidable. I was very surprised that the Spurs knocked off the Thunder. But they went and did it. They absolutely went and did it. So it's a toss-up. But I am going to take the Spurs in this case. What about you? What do you got?
Listen, man, I just don't give a shit about it. Honestly, they try so hard for it to matter. And I think I jokingly said, let's just have it be the Magic and the Thunder, and they lost in the last round, which is a shame because I think it would have been a better matchup. I mean, I'm going to go with the Spurs, because they have Wemby. I like the idea of him coming off the bench. I like that their team is young and they're scrappy and they're fighting, and I think it would mean more to the Spurs for them to win the NBA Cup. Come on, Knick fans, they really want to see their team win this? Is it that important? Is this something you want to hang in the rafters at Madison Square Garden so people can see, 93, 94 Rangers, the Knicks teams from the 60s and the 70s, and what's that NBA Cup? What is that? Is that like a junior soccer team thing? What is that? Is that from the Westchester Knicks? They put Westchester Knicks banners here? Like, it's just, I don't know, it just seems so stupid. And I can't see this thing lasting much longer. Maybe 2 more years. How about if you get to the NBA Cup, you get to play the NBA Cup champion from the year before? That might be fun.
That would be interesting.
Right?
It's something. Like, it's just, it doesn't do anything. It's like, what are the stakes outside
just for
the
cash,
money?
straight cash, homie? Like, it just seems like it's just going to be one of those things that, are part of like a statistic or it's part of a question. Oh, what team won the NBA Cup and the NBA championship in the same year? Like, shit like that. Like, it's almost like, well, at least we won the NBA Cup. Cheers to that. Bully.
Right.
Right?
They don't get a top draft pick. They don't get a guaranteed playoff spot. They get nothing.
And I heard that they're now talking about not playing it in Vegas. They've been playing in Vegas, but now they're talking about moving it somewhere else. There are different jerseys and they have different courts. Like, you're trying so hard to make this matter. Why don't you just have the NBA Cup overseas? Do it over there. It's you got to do something to it. I mean, are people actually playing the games? Were there any players that were sitting out of the NBA Cup? That'd be fucked up. I don't even know.
That would be it. Yeah. No, I think that.
Like, what is it?
Since
like,
it's built in,
what,
it's built into the regular
season. My whole thing
so.
is what does it mean? Like, what does it mean? Like, I don't understand what it means. They all get a ring. They get a ring, and they just get cash. Just get cash, and you get
I don't know.
you get a thing because I think the Lakers won and hung theirs in the rafters, right?
Yeah. So I'm guessing they just get cash. I don't think. Is there even a trophy? Like, is there actually a legit trophy?
I hope there's
like,
a cup of some kind.
Yeah. Like, come on now.
You don't even
like,
have a cup for this shit. Like, I hope there's a cup.
Yeah. Like you call it the NBA Cup. It's the it would be nice. It would be nice. But yeah, like I don't see the incentive. I don't see it. I don't.
It's a
get
game
it.
we're playing in Vegas.
And then when they expand to Vegas, they got to move.
They're gonna move. They're already talking about moving.
Yeah.
I mean, are people going to these games? Like, is the NBA Cup sold out? It is sold out.
That's a fantastic question. I mean,
You
for
can't even watch it.
for
It's
this
on
matchup,
Prime. You have to stream it. It's not even on cable. It's not even on a fucking. It's not even on NBC. You can't even see it.
absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely fucking ridiculous. It's again, it is Adam Silver putting hats on hats, and it really does nothing for the product, right? It just has people questioning what the fucking point is. Like, and I got nothing. I got nothing. But then again, this is not surprising. This is the league that fucked up their own All-Star game and still can't fix it. Sorry. You can't get me excited about this when you can't get me excited about the All-Star game because it's changed 6 fucking formats. Play USA versus the world. Move on. For the NBA Cup, maybe they play a top European team. Or they play the
or maybe that becomes
basketball,
the All-Star game. The NBA
Right.
Cup takes place in the All-Star game. How about that?
Right. Or here's an idea: the top NBA team that wins the NBA Cup plays the FIBA World Cup team.
Okay.
Something, anything. Just for money on weird-looking courts that are sometimes playable with jerseys that are just a money grab. Hard pass, man. Hard pass.
Is your hair thinning or is your hairline receding? Scalp micropigmentation will fill in the areas where your hair is missing by creating a short buzz cut look. Micropigmentation is a non-invasive procedure that will create the illusion of hair follicles for 7 to 10 years. For people with alopecia, this could be a permanent fix. For people with scars on their scalp, this is a great way to camouflage a scar. Don't lose confidence or feel like you need to wear a hat wherever you go. Marquez Studio is located in the Bronx and is open for all your scalp micropigmentation needs. Consultations are free and appointments can be made any day of the week. Get your hairline back with scalp micropigmentation. The techs at Marquez Studio have over 30 years of haircutting experience and can assist you with all of your questions. Call to schedule a consultation today, 646-221-8728. You can also visit them on Instagram at Bronx Marquez to see their gallery and view all their satisfied customers. Again, that is Marquez Studio, located in the Bronx, New York, 646-221-8728.
The choice is yours. Swipe left or swipe right. All right, boys and girls, particularly my online dating fans, we have a statement. It's either swipe left or you swipe right. Swipe left or swipe right. Number 1, the Dodgers potentially trading Tyler Glasnow.
Swiping left. I don't see why. Why? They're winning. He's playing well. Well, you're trying to say they don't need him? What do they need? What are they going to trade him for?
Good question. They had him working out of the pen in the World Series, just like Sasaki. Now, you have...
Sounds like a kid disease.
You have Otani, Yamamoto, Sasaki, Snell. But they really don't need Tyler Glasnow. They actually I think Tony Gonsolin might be if he's not a free agent, Tony Gonsolin might be coming back from yet another injury. But I gotta say, swipe right. You have to start thinking about. You talk about the next wave, right? Who creates the next wave? If Tyler Glasnow can fetch you some prospects, right? Because you traded Pepio to get him. You traded. You've been getting rid of top level prospects. If you can reinforce and retool your farm system, it's worth it. It's absolutely worth it. It's part of the reason why they're actually kicking the tires on trading Teoscar Hernandez too. Like, I think that Teoscar Hernandez was linked to the Royals for one of their pitchers. So there's a way that they can go about competing at a high level with an all-star at every position, but then also having a deep farm system to withstand any injuries. And I think that might come at the expense of a guy like Tyler Glasnow. Is it something they're going to want to do? No, absolutely not. But when you take into account that they just brought in Edwin Diaz, they have Tanner Scott, they have Blake Trinan, they have Vesia, like the back end of their bullpen is stacked. And their top 4 in their rotation is stacked. So yeah, like you could totally ride it out with Tyler Glasnow and have him be your number 5. That's an embarrassment. You can be our number 5. You can be our swing guy. Like, that's an embarrassment of riches, man. But it might be worth kicking the tires on to see what prospects are available for a guy of his caliber. Swipe left or swipe right, number 2. LSU's trip to Ole Miss to open SEC conference play next season.
Yeah, I'm swiping right. That should be fun. Yeah, it's exciting. It's something, they'll give him a warm welcome when he comes back there. There'll be, I think that's fun. I'm all for it.
Wouldn't it be some shit if they made a run in the college football playoff and actually won the thing without Lane Kiffin?
Yeah.
Every time we win, we peel a section.
Highly unlikely, but yes, that would be pretty cool.
That would be some shit. If Lane Kiffin left to go to Death Valley, left for supposed greener pastures, and this team actually won in spite of him. That would be so great. I would love that. I would love that, just to see the reaction next year. You have to swipe right on this. You have to. If you are a fan of drama, if you are a fan of shithousery, they are going to be all over this fucking guy. It's going to be fantastic. You got to love it. And I got to say, unless he poaches half of that team, Ole Miss is probably going to beat LSU.
Interesting.
Ole Miss is a talented team. And they are being very strategic in how they're dealing with this situation, right? They're not letting him back in the building. They're being very careful about who is speaking to their players right now. Because what you don't want, and like they said, what they don't want is for this to be an ad for LSU football. So, bully to them. Good job on your part. Way to keep things in-house. I want to see the shit show. I want to see the venom come out of that crowd next year.
Rangers down 3-0
Let's go
to Vancouver.
God damn it. Speaking of venom coming out of the crowd, last night was abysmal. They gave Kreider his standing ovation. They gave Trouba a fucking standing ovation. Right? Fuck you. like Chris Kreider was at least a homegrown Ranger.
Kreider, man.
Dude, we couldn't wait to get rid of Jacob Trouba. So, fuck. Now I'm in a bad mood. I was already in one. Now I'm in a worse mood. All right, let's lighten things up a little bit with some wrestling. Swipe left, a little wrestling. Swipe left or swipe right. John Cena is the GOAT.
Oh, I'm swiping left on that. Never been a fan. I think he's a great person. a very interesting person. If you've heard him talk, he's very deep. Very deep.
Yeah.
Not a shallow person, very deep. Very smart man. Terrible wrestler. Just terrible. Like, I never was a fan. Don't care for him. I did watch his last match. Interesting way he wanted to go out, but that speaks to who he is. I do believe he's done. I don't think he'll be coming back. I think he has a good career in voiceovers and being an actor. I think he is. I think he's a man of many talents. He grants the most wishes every year, which is an amazing thing he does for children. He's just a good person, but no, he's not the greatest wrestler.
I am swiping left as well. 17-time world champion, intercontinental champion.
Does he have the
United
record?
States.
He doesn't have the record.
It depends on how many of Flair's belts you count.
Oh, so no, he doesn't have the record.
If you count, I think certain ones, the List Mania Wrestling, James Romero actually did a really good job. Shout out, James. He actually did a video recently that it's actually more than 16. So Flair still, if you count the ones that were like not mentioned, it's closer to 20.
Did he go out? Did Cena go out as a heel, or did that just backfire?
No, he turned babyface again. He turned babyface again. They had the tournament, and then he got choked out by Gunther. So
was Gunther the
it was
person
a good
that beat
idea.
Goldberg too?
Yeah, Gunther's the guy who took Goldberg out too. You know, he lost a lot of weight, and for me, he lost a lot of aura when he lost his weight, because he's just this really like skinny, fat kind of guy now. Gunther, yeah. Like when he was Walter, like he was a big hulking dude. Like he was like intimidating. Now he looks like some dude at a Planet Fitness. It's like in all black boots and his black trunks. So yeah. Please don't come find me, Gunther. I apologize in advance. Daring General. I'm swiping left. Yes, great person. Like most Make-A-Wishes granted. In the early 2010s, the late 2000s, had a little bit of a backstage rep for being a diva and being difficult to work with. Buried some guys like the Nexus and Alex Riley. Kind of stalled some pushes, stalled some careers in favor of his own. Kind of like Randy Orton too. Like Randy Orton and he kind of had very similar kind of situations. Randy Orton has matured and John Cena seems to have matured. But like you, I'm not a fan of his in-ring work. I think it's boring, it's plotting, and it's emotion. Like it's good. It's good theater. Like Cody Rhodes, it's good theater. I don't necessarily think it's good wrestling.
I would even say Cody Rhodes is a better showman.
Yes, I would agree with that. Cody Rhodes. I mean, if you're the son of Dusty Rhodes, you better be a good fucking showman.
I would say CM Punk is a much better showman and wrestler.
Yes.
And I would say the same about Seth Rollins. Better showman, better wrestler.
Better wrestler, yes. I find Seth Rollins intolerable.
So he's doing his job. I think that's part of what he's trying to do, right?
Even
John
when
Cena
he's not
was
in
trying
character.
to be over on John Cena never got over on me. I never thought he was main event material.
I mean, he was fine, and like there was really nobody there.
Two-time Rumble winner, I think.
Two-time Rumble winner, yeah.
Only if it was one-time Intercontinental Champion. I don't even know how that happens.
Well, here it happened this year, so he won it and he lost it to Dominic Mysterio. But yeah, like at the same time, like you were either a John Cena guy or you were a Batista guy. I was a Batista guy. I like Dave Batista. I think he was an underrated worker, and for a dude that big,
good worker.
He was a very good worker. But as far as greatest of all time, for me, it's between Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, like they still.
Where's the Undertaker rank for you?
Taker was okay, like in terms of emotion and storytelling, like that is Taker was good, but he put up his fair share of stinkers.
Where's Jericho?
Jericho's up there too. But Jericho is very derivative, and he's probably gonna hear this and he's gonna get pissed off about that. But in high school, Chris Jericho is my favorite wrestler. Chris Jericho and Chris Benoit are my two favorite wrestlers. I can't mention Benoit anymore. So that becomes an issue. But as I'm getting older, I'm starting to appreciate Brett even more than I already did. Because Brett, he made it feel real. He made it feel like a legitimate fight. Yeah, he did. So there's something to that. Shawn too. Shawn could sell his ass off. Shawn, he had the crowd in the palm of his hands. Even when they hated him. Even whether they loved him or they hated him, Shawn knew how to work a crowd. And I mean, in recent years, Brett has kind of gone off the deep end in terms of not having a filter. And, but I find that makes him even more entertaining. What the fuck is Brett going to say now? This is great. Yeah, he still can't stand Goldberg. It's fantastic.
Gave him a concussion, ended his career.
I would hold a grudge. I understand. A happy 4th of July to everybody except Bill Goldberg. I always loved how he called him Bill Goldberg.
William.
He never just... William, yes. William Goldberg. But, Brett 1, Shawn 2, probably Jericho 3. Flair is up there, but Flair's matches were repetitive. Dusty was a good showman.
Flair was probably underrated? The best at putting people over, though.
Yeah. No. Flair showed ass for everybody. And I think that's what made everything great. And Sting was really good. Rick Rude was underrated. Another guy who's underrated, Dustin Rhodes, man. Whether as Goldust or as himself, Dustin Rhodes could work. Dustin Rhodes knew how to tell a story, knows how to tell a story in the ring. And, he's only gotten better with age. He's aging like a fine wine. So, that being said, Cena is kind of in the hall of very good. I wouldn't necessarily say, he's on the Mount Rushmore. He's fine. It's fine. There are a lot of people who are merely fine. And, congratulations on a lengthy career full of accolades. And enjoy Peacemaker.
Yeah.
Enjoy those sweet voiceover deals. And enjoy Hollywood, man. Because you've put in the time, you've put in the work. And you've earned it.
Step outside of your safe area and make a statement without saying much. With FCK Clout Lifestyle Apparel. Embrace the colorful chaos and stay emotionally regulated in their graphic tees, hoodies, snapbacks, accessories, and more. Go to fckclout.com today and check out current season and past season merchandise for men and women. Get it while you can. That's fckclout.com. Check them out today. fckclout.com. Who's the best of the worst this week in sports? The Fade Store presents the Alleged Superstar of the Week Award.
All right, boys and girls, you know what time it is. It's time for the Alleged Superstar of the Week. You know how it goes. We put up a poll on our X account at Fade Route Podcast and our Instagram poll at Fade Route Podcast. And you vote, you vote, you vote, you vote. And the winner of said vote gets a shout out on this here show and takes home the coveted ass trophy. And do you know who took home the coveted ass trophy?
No.
The Mets.
Meet the Mets. Meet the Mets.
Meet the Mets.
Everybody beats the Mets.
Jesus Christ. Bring your kids, bring your wife. Guaranteed to have the time of your life. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Bring the kitties, bring your wife, traumatize them for the rest of their life. That sounds about right.
Bring your pets.
Step on up and shit on the Mets. But that was last week. This is this week. Who are your nominees for Alleged Superstar of the Week?
All right, so first up, I've got the head coach of the New York Lupus. That's Aaron Glenn. Been the season of blame. Blame everyone but yourself. This week, he cut ties with Steve Wilkes. The defensive coordinator has been coached the defense for the last 15 weeks. But he decided this week was enough is enough.
Enough is enough. And it's time for a change.
And now Steve Wilkes doesn't have to coach the next couple weeks. Oh, first you fire the guy. First game, the kid fumbles the ball, punt return. He lost his job. Week 15, Steve Wilkes loses his job. Everybody seems to be losing their job but Aaron Glenn. How about if you're the defensive coach, like your background is defense, you think you'd have some input on the defense and your running and the defensive coordinator? But apparently they were doing things Steve Wilkes' way, not Aaron Glenn's way. Apparently. So now they're going to do it Aaron Glenn's way, and he's going to either coach the defense next year or bring in a young disciple to coach his style of defense. What a joke. Aaron Glenn, you are my Alleged Superstar of the Week. Number 2, the general manager of the New York Jets, Darren Moogie.
Moogs.
Today they released Alan Lazard because he asked to be released. How about releasing him because he's had a dog shit season where he's caught 10 passes for 70 fucking yards and a touchdown? How can that not be grounds for dismissal? But him asking can you please just get me out of here? That's okay. But his play did not get him his release. Amazing. Darren Moogie, you are my Alleged Superstar of the Week. And the last one, but not least, the Cincinnati Bengals. My God. I mean, after averaging over 30 points a game since Joe Burrow's return, you managed to score no points at home against the Baltimore Ravens, a division rival. You couldn't even get up a field goal in this game with that shit defense that they run. Nothing. Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow, nobody, Chase Brown, nobody could score.
Nope.
Cincinnati Bengals, you are my Alleged Superstar of the Week. What do you got, Z?
I mean,
what the fuck, man? And I'm a Ravens fan, but jeez.
Lazard walks into Moogie's office and says, Moogs, can you cut me? I'm sick. I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of being here.
Sick.
Like, I got a plane ticket to Pittsburgh, and I'm going to need you to cut me so I can make my flight. Can you make that happen? Oh my God. I'm going to start with Sharon Moore.
Hold on, before you go, it's like McGreevy in Little Big League. You know what? I'm not playing any good. I think you should trade me. It's like, no, you're fucking staying here. I'd rather put you on IR and make you work out and stay here than cut you. Fuck.
What's the going rate for an absent-minded pitcher who can't get anybody out?
What's the going rate for a receiver who can't fucking get open? All right, continue.
Apparently, it's a promotion.
You got Sharon
He'll catch
Moore.
on somewhere. Sharon Moore. We'll start with him. My God, man. So, fired by the University of Michigan for having an improper relationship with someone on his staff. Apparently got her pregnant.
Allegedly.
Apparently got her pregnant. He gets fired. She does not. He gets arrested. Makes bail. This is after a chase, and he was, oh my God. Like, this is absurd. This is like,
how about this? 39 years old, and you're the head coach of Michigan football.
And this is what happens. You fucked this up.
Man.
Apparently, like, he was holding somebody hostage, and then the cops get in there, arrest him. He makes bail, and He's not even out of bail yet. He's got his phone in his hand. He's DMing OnlyFans models. Dude, what the fuck? And then there's the report that he was trying to like finesse a foursome with OnlyFans models in exchange for tickets. You're done. I'm sorry. Like, this is the point where Tiger Woods said he was a sex addict and, you know, he went away to rehab. If we recall correctly in that story. So maybe it's time, coach. Maybe it's time, like, I'm a sex addict. I need to go away. Like, send me someplace special. But Sharon Moore, you are my alleged superstar of the week. Number 2, Diego Pavia. I'm not enthused with his reaction to losing to Fernando Mendoza. Quote, fuck all the voters. Yeah, that's a really mature response there. I hope that the people in charge, the decision makers, the movers and shakers in the NFL see this response and say, well, that's a very well measured and mature response. And he's a leader of men. He's an absolute leader of men. Somebody actually commented in response, is like, you think in 6 years he would have taken a class in humility. Ooh, you want get some burn cream. Ooh. Diego Pavia, you are my alleged superstar of the week. And number 3, the New York Mets. You let Diaz go. You let Alonso go. You're kicking the tires on a lot of people. Vientos is available. Mauricio's available. Acuna's available. What happened to this team? What in the fuck happened to this team? Yes, you expected change. You needed change to occur. But did this need to be full on Godfather? Is he renouncing? He's renouncing at the altar. It's absolutely absurd. And this team is just backsliding. And they need something fast. They needed something absolutely yesterday. Because the Braves are getting better. The Dodgers got better. There are players on the market that are going to have homes. They're going to have new homes very soon. And you don't want to be left with the same remnants of last year's team, but with even less. Because you traded Nimmo and you let Alonso walk to Baltimore. New York Mets, you are my alleged superstar of the week. An honorable mention, Mika Zibanejad. Did you hear about this? Just didn't go to a team meeting yesterday. Apparently, he slipped his mind. He was having lunch with Chris Kreider and Jacob Trouba. No big deal. Just catching up, shooting the shit, old friends. Oh fuck, there was a meeting, coach. Benched. Healthy scratch. Rangers lose 4-1. Look completely defeated. Mika Zibanejad, you are my alleged superstar of the week. I think we said our piece. Go to our Instagram account at Fade Route Podcast. Go to our X account at Fade Route DNZ and vote. And vote and vote and vote. And for our nominees.
You're better than that. Just do better. Just do better.
This has been the Fade Route with DNZ. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Catch our podcast on Wednesday nights on Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, or wherever you listen to your podcast. So until next time, stay fade, everyone.
Time for us to run the go route. We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks for listening to this episode of our podcast. If you liked what you heard and you want to hear more, be sure to like and subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. Leave us a review, rate us 5 stars, turn on subscription notifications, and share on social media. Tell your friends and spread the word.